everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. This is the Suicide Prevention Committee meeting, and today is Wednesday, November the 20th, 2024, and it's approximately 5:39 p.m. I'd like to go ahead and call this meeting to order. Can we have a roll call, please? Dr. Judy Lopez? Present.
Dr. Judy Rafan,
Present.
Alcindra Breves, Edwin Martinez,
Present.
Miguel Rangel,
Present.
Marisela Jacqueline, Earl Medina,
Present.
Gabriel Martinez,
Present.
Jaime Montes, y Marina Medina. Present.
We do have a quorum. Thank you, Ms. Flores, for all your support of this committee. I'd like to go ahead and invite everyone for a moment of silence so that we can do a reflection. Heavenly Father and everlasting God, thank you, Lord, for bringing us together as a family. Thank you for guiding our steps every single day. We invite you to join us during this time so that everything we think, say, and do is coming from you and for your goodwill and not ours. I pray that everyone around this table be kept safe, and their families, under your protection always. In the name I pray, Jesus Christ, amen. Thank you, everyone. Do we have any public comments?
No problem.
Okay. Let's move on to the approval of the minutes for September 25th, 2024. If you recall, the month of October, we just did not have a meeting, and this is why we're reading the minutes from September. That is in your package, so whenever the members of the committee are ready to make a motion to approve those minutes, I welcome that.
Motion to approve the last meeting's minutes.
I second that motion.
Gabriel, and a second by Earl. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. The motion carries. Thank you so much for that vote. The next item on the agenda is the approval of the new Suicide Prevention Committee logo. And if you recall, the last time that we met in September, there were several logos that you can see on the screen as we speak that were created by the Public Health Department. They have amazing professionals that are very good at graphics, and they shared with us the different options. So I invite you to take a look at these for a moment, because we will need to vote and select one. And there is a QR code on the screen so that you can go ahead and use your phone to vote on the one that you like, so that we can decide during this meeting which logo we all agree on. And I invite everybody around the table. Yes, Dr. Jimmy.
Oh, sorry, I was doing some gestures with Jaime, but yes, please, everybody scan the logo, as Dr. Lassan just mentioned. There was 6 originally, but we came down to these last 3. The reason why we're proposing this again is because these last 3 were all separated by 1 vote. So if there would have been a clear landslide, 20 votes for one of them, we would have just proposed that and you all could have approved. But we want to make sure that we just give it one last go around, because this will probably be the logo for the next, 10, 15 years. So vote away, and right now Jaime will provide us the response of the group, and that will be the logo selected for a new letterhead, the new, for the agendas, and for the use of the committee.
Excellent. Again, we acknowledge the Public Health Department staff for helping us with this. And it's something that we all can use for our branding and our signature page, and anything that we do when we're doing something to create awareness and provide suicide prevention resources to everyone. Questions? Did everybody finish voting? Yes. Okay, so then we'll go ahead and move on to the agenda, and we will give you the results during the open discussion. The next item is the committee membership update. And I know that in September, we talked about Ms. Marisela Jacqueline for her to be sworn in, and I believe that has already occurred, right, Ms. Flores?
Yes, correct.
So thank you so much for assisting in having her sworn in. So now we do have her, and she was not able to join us tonight, but she had a previous work commitment. As all of you know, for this month, we were supposed to meet next week, but because of the holidays, we decided to have it 1 week ahead of schedule. The same applies for December, so make sure that you make a note in your calendar. We're not going to meet the last Wednesday in December, or it'll be the second to the last Wednesday in December. Very good. The next item on the agenda, and before I continue, I just want to say to all the members around the table, thank you for sharing this time with us. This is a very important committee, just like all the committees in our community, because we have a lot of needs. But this particular committee focuses on creating awareness to prevent suicide by promoting the resources that we have available to people in need. We have the committee members whose name you just heard when they did the roll call, and they were the only ones that are allowed to make a motion and second the motion. But all of you are invited to participate in discussion and provide feedback under open discussion. We do welcome your participation, and everybody's ideas are recognized as we move forward.
Dr. Hassan, excuse me, the next meeting would be 11th or 18th?
So the meeting in December will be December the 18th at 5:30 here at this location. Very good. I will move on to the next item, which is the City of Laredo Police monthly report, please. Chief.
Good evening, Ricardo Gonzalez, Assistant Chief of the Police Department. As always, presenting update on statistics on suicide-related calls or investigations. I apologize for not being here last time. I know the lieutenant presented. I still added the case just in case they were not presented, but I believe they did. But we'll continue with the overall statistics from 2018 to 2024. As you can see the trend, we're getting back to pre-COVID numbers. Luckily, they're not as high, but still, it is a concern. As you can see, the events resulting in death are going back up. So 15, we had a couple. Since we last met, we had one more, and we'll talk about that in a bit. The number that really stands out is these emergency detentions that we deal with. I believe that's several things that we contribute to that number. Obviously, our population is growing. We see these problems in our society more and more, but I think we have a better communication, better coordination to properly address and document, treat these cases. So that's another factor, or the awareness of it and the proper treatment of these cases. Before, a lot of them were diverted through the criminal justice system. We're now using more the mental health treatment method to treat the root of the problem of a lot of the individuals that we encounter. That's what we're seeing as well. It's contributing to this trend. This is the monthly breakdown. I apologize, the comments throw people a little off. But these are the totals. So if you concentrate on the totals, and of course the center column, that is the unfortunate number of deceased that we lost, lives that we lost per month. And your total is 23. These are the total calls for service, where we had 126. Not all of them turned into investigations, or they're not all more death-related investigations, but as you can see, these are the trends as far as calls. If you look at it, the peak call months do not coincide with the months that we had a high number of deaths. But still a lot of calls to do. So here a new graph that I want to present, give people an idea of what the method and the manner of people or those affected by suicide that they use on the non-fatal. We have a lot of pills involved, a lot of radiations, cutting instruments. And for those that do lose their lives, we have a lot of almost 50% gunshot and believe these two cases are from August and September. I believe, the group has already seen them, but I'll quickly go through them. On the 27th of August, 2100 Tillman, 59-year-old male, manner of death, hanging, found by his wife. This man had been struggling with depression. He had been unemployed for the last 6 months. No history of mental illness or known to consume controlled substance. He was a drinker, but he had stopped drinking about 6 months prior to this unfortunate incident. So he had been sober for the last 6 months. The next one, September 16th, manner of death, hanging, 63-year-old male, 2900 Galveston. Again, found by family members. This individual was struggling with depression, but no other known factors or any history of treatment. The most recent one, October 16th, 60-year-old male, gunshot wound. This is 1700 Pedregal. Those who are familiar with the city of Laredo, this address is by the outlets. It's next to the Los Tres Laredos Park. This gentleman drove from Florida to Laredo, drove to the riverbanks and shot himself in the neck. Right, it's a clearing next to the park that's commonly used for fishing. You see Border Patrol out there a lot. Border Patrol was out there. So he just walks out into this open field and takes his life. There's been a delay getting information on this individual because there was no identification on him. We had to properly ID him, and the only way that we could do that was through fingerprints. So through the autopsy, he was properly identified, and our detectives are kind of looking into his background as far as what brought him to the area and any factors as far as the suicide. This is our heat map. Once again, no area goes unaffected by this. And that is the end of the presentations. Any questions?
I have a question. Chief, when you said 127 calls, are they all going directly to 911, or they go to the regular number, or the 988, or a combination of all?
So it's usually a combination. And now we're seeing that we're receiving calls from the 988 as well. We see those that are referrals. So it's a combination. I don't have a breakdown. If that's something that the group would like to see, we can very easily do a breakdown and add those statistics as well.
I don't want to give you my work. I just wanted to.
I think
Ma'am, I
that's,
don't work on it. I just ask for it.
Okay.
Marina, that's a very good point, Marina, thank you so much. I think what would be more valuable to the committee, besides that, which is great, the age groups of the calls that you're getting, so that, not necessarily specific, but I don't know if you have that information. If you do, that would help us kind of target that specific age group also.
Okay.
and what about gender?
So I usually have a list of location, gender, and age, and manner of death or yes. I pulled it out because it was a long list, unfortunately, and that's just the investigations. This year we've had 50 investigations up to date, year to date. So it's a lot of information, and to see a slide in a slide, it's overwhelming. So we kind of removed it because I think the group benefits more from seeing general information. What I can do is I can do a graph.
A general information,
Yeah.
like for example, 20 to 35.
Yeah, well, what I can do is some type of graph where people can capture both the age and the gender.
Okay.
We can incorporate that as well. Yes, sir.
On the line chart, January was low, like it started at a low point, and then it went up to like February and March.
Yes, sir.
But on the numbers, so there, January's few calls.
Mhm.
But in the numbers, before that, January was kind of high.
So,
There
Yeah,
was a
so
chart.
the chart before that, that's actual investigations. So
Okay.
that's actual, just to clear up, because it might be a little misleading. So for the month, we had 9 actual investigations. 5 of those were death investigations. The other four actual investigations were cases where an individual had some type of plan, but it was a non-fatal event. The rest, they're not in that chart, they're in the other one. There are other calls that may have not resulted in any action, but it's still a call relating to this.
I mean, that's.
That's a discrepancy. This is a total 126 cases, the other was just 50. So those 50 are pulled from those 126.
That's good, cause I mean, I would think that December, the holidays brings a lot of depression and a lot of.
And we talked about it, even though that's a misconception, and anything can change, right? But historically, the holiday season, November, December, are low. We see a peak
In
in
January.
the summer months.
Oh, in the
Actually,
summer.
in the summer months, I think,
In the hot weather.
Yeah, May, it's hot, May, June, that's when we see a spike.
And it's the same thing with, I'm Frank Sanchez from Water Region Behavioral Health Center. It's the same thing with homicides. There's a close tie into the hot summer months, and that's when homicides increase as well. To touch bases on the 988 update that we got at the symposium, there's 6 million calls that come in through 988. 1.7 million texts, 1.3 million chats. Okay? Ever since its inception, they've also included 2024 geo-routing, not geolocation, geo-routing to make sure that those individuals that need the help are sent to the proper area for help. You know, whether it be PD, whether it be the after hours on-call crisis hotline. So they're also working on that. Okay, 110,000 Spanish language calls, texts, and chats, 475,000 LGBTQI plus, and 20,000 video phones as well. Okay, so they continue. Richard McKinnon from SAMHSA presented, and he continues to increase the funding. It's the first time they ever had an office for this type of services.
And this is nationwide.
This is nationwide. And of course, for the veterans, in 2007, the Veterans in Crisis line in Spanish language was also implemented. So they're trying their best to implement, and remember, this started half a year, in its first inception, it was half a year, and they made tremendous strides in doing this. So I commend you all for continuing to promote 988, because they will reroute it to our crisis suicide prevention helpline for our local mental health authority as well.
So going back to your question, I know you see that, my focus is always on the lives lost. Everything's important, but, that's what I really pay more attention to, obviously, for obvious reasons. And I know what you're focusing on, 5 for January, that's somewhat of an anomaly. We don't see
Unfortunately.
a spike, we usually see it towards April, May, June. This year, we didn't see anything in May, June. But if you look at our co-load, in May, that's when we had the biggest co-load. So maybe we were effective in our response, that we prevented some of this. I like to believe that. But again, victims to
Yeah,
me.
that's why we need to
that
keep
for every
getting the
single
word
one.
out, exactly, so, yeah, to help prevent it.
Thank
Good
you,
job.
Chief. Thank you, everybody, for your comments, and Frank, thank you for
Thank you.
providing those numbers.
And Chief, I had saved the last report presented in September from the reports taken, and its majority were males from ages 19 to 29.
Well,
That was from May to September.
yes, historically, it's males. Very rarely will you see females on this list. Very rarely do you see teenagers on this list, contrary to popular belief. It's mainly males, young adults, the 20s, 18, 20. And now we're seeing a spike in the older males. We're seeing more like 40s, 50s. As you saw on the last 3 slides, or next to the last 3 slides, there were 50, 60.
All those last slides hit too close to my section.
And I guess at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how old the person is, or whether they're male or female, or what their issue is. Our job as a committee is to make sure that they know about what's available, so that they don't, make that ultimate decision that it's, really something we don't wanna see numbers go up in. So, thank you all for your discussion, and we can continue brainstorming after the action items. Dr. Chamberlain, do we have a result before we move out of the action items on the logo?
I got a response that Jaime is working on the letter, and he just let me know that letter B won.
Yay. I love that. Thank you, everybody, for providing the input. You can be very proud of the fact that that logo represents all our work. So thank you for that. I'd like to go ahead and call a motion so that we can make it official that item logo B, which has the ribbon with the banner across it.
Can I make a motion to accept B
Yes,
as our new logo?
definitely. Effective immediately.
Effective immediately.
I'll second.
Then Marina seconds that motion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Congratulations, committee, you have a new logo. Now we can move on to the update on the current projects. The letter to the 89th Texas Legislature on Laredo's Mental Health Hospital Annex. If you recall, in September, Dr. Chamberlain presented us with a letter, and he also emailed it to all of us so that we could place it in our letterhead and then send it off. And I just want to report that the Area Health Education Center did that, and I as an individual did so. And I would like to think that all of the agencies around the table did so. If you did not, there's still time to do that. And I know Dr. Chamberlain and Ms. Flores have that template they can send you so that you can go ahead and have your director or your leader approve it so that you can send it out. Questions on that item? And this is a copy of the letter.
And with the new logo, with the new, logo selected, Jaime is currently right now putting together the new letterhead with the logo and putting this letter on that new letterhead with the members of the committee here and their names to, kindly request that you can sign it, and we'll go ahead and push that letter out from the Suicide Prevention Committee members, aside from all the other letters that we are very hopeful that have been sent out as well.
And so remember that the ultimate goal is to have the legislators pay attention to our region. You know, sometimes we hear people complaining that we don't have enough of this, or that we're lacking this. This is the opportunity for all of us to be the voice for those people that see the needs in regards to mental health. So let us together submit those letters. The next item is, go ahead. Yeah, the public health updates. Dr. Chamberlain.
Sorry, Dr. Westheim. I thought we were there already, my apologies. I did want to just share some data from the Nation's Health. So this is a publication from the American Public Health Association. This was a recent issue. Just wanted to share some stats. 59 million Americans received mental health care in 2023, an increase of 3 million from 2022. 23% of U.S. adults are nearly a third of adolescents received a mental health treatment in 2023. Barriers to care remain, including stigma, confidentiality concerns, and costs. Telehealth was a significant enabler for increased access to care. 750,000 youth with major depressive episodes felt they did not get the treatment they needed. Nearly 50% of adults with serious mental illness also had a substance use disorder. And indigenous and multiracial populations reported the highest rates of substance use disorder. So this all comes back to mental health. This was trending in the Nation's Health over the month of October, and I just wanted to make sure that you all had this information. We'll go ahead and push this out via Angie to the group, so that way you do have this data. There is a link down at the bottom that will actually take you to the Nation's Health. I would implore you to subscribe to it. It has amazing information, and this is from APHA, one of the leading organizations for public health in the United States. We just discussed, of course, the letter, and you haven't drafted and sent, well, not drafted because it's there for you. If you haven't placed it on your letterhead as an organization, you know, whether it's yours or your employer, please do so. This will go out again to the group after today's meeting. You just click on the link like it's telling you there. So you'll click on the link, it'll take you to the Word file, and you can cut, copy, and paste it onto your letterhead. And let's make sure to get those letters out, because as you can see, their session starts January 14th, and they are already filing bills. So we need to make sure that bills get in early so that they have more time to be discussed and pushed through onto the floor and ultimately approved.
Can Dr. Chamberlain, can private citizens submit it?
Absolutely,
Private.
private citizens can send that in as well.
Okay, so then you'll send us a link. Thank you.
I invited Ms. Barbara Escamilla, who is here with us. She is our supervisor for our community mental health program. She has this really nifty box that made me smile when I got it, and she'll talk a little bit more about the program if we are not aware of our community mental health program here at Laredo Public Health and what's inside the box. Barbara?
Hello everyone, good evening. I'm so blessed to be here with y'all today. So Focus for Better Health is a mental health program, and we offer several services, counseling, telepsych, of course casework. We also have support groups. We have a traveling team where we do outreach. We do basic mental health assessments through the GAD-2 and the PHQ-2. And then from there, they scored high. We do the PHQ-9 and the GAD-7, as well as the quality of life. And we go ahead and, we explain what those numbers mean to individuals. And then we combine it with the referral to counseling. And so from there, they are able to choose whether they are interested in our program in the health department, or they are interested in other community services. We also offer Arts and Crafts for Mental Health on Wednesdays at the Santa Rita Community Center. We understand that even though we are offering counseling and even though we are offering telepsychiatry, sometimes that's not enough. Sometimes that's not the priority. Those appointments, those sessions, they might not be the priority because they're experiencing food insecurity. Or they say, well, I would love to get there, but I don't have a vehicle for myself. So something that we provide is assistance through HEB gift cards for our clients, and we have a food pantry for our clients as well, and we also give out bus passes for them. So we try to eliminate those barriers so that it's easier for them to come to their counseling sessions. And so there you see a picture of some of the activities. On the left, you see Mr. Santos. He gave consent for the picture, so he's one of our clients, and there he is very happy leading the food pantry. On the right side, on the top, you see us at a health education class, and likewise in the bottom. And so what we're gonna show off today are these awesome ideas. Barbara, are you so bright? Did you come up with this yourself? No, our coordinator saw this online and she thought it was really cool. She saw this fun box and she asked for a sample, and we looked into it and we saw that there were all types of resources and letters. And so we said, hey, I think that we can do this too. And she proposed it formally, and we asked for permission, and of course our leadership supports these fun ideas. And so let me walk you through this awesome box. It has our logo, and it has the program logo as well. And it says, if life seems tough right now, open this box for a dose of encouragement and support. You're not alone in this journey. Aww. And so that's how it starts off. You open it, and the first thing that you would see at the top is this letter. It's in English and in Spanish, and it says, dear friend, this box is here for you whether you need a moment of comfort, a reminder of your strength, or simply a small gesture to brighten your day. We hope you find something in here that speaks to you. If you don't need anything right now, that's okay too. Feel free to leave the items for someone else or pass them along to a friend or family member who might benefit from them. But if you're feeling lost, hopeless, or overwhelmed, please know that this box was made with you in mind. You are not alone in this journey. There are people who care about you and want to support you. Your feelings are valid, and it's okay to reach out for help. Here are some resources and items to help you through these tough times. Remember, it's okay to take one day at a time. You are stronger than you think, and there's always hope, even when things seem darkest. Take care of yourself and reach out if you need support. With kindness and care, Laredo Public Health.
I love that.
We did these. We wanted to do like regular playing cards, but we did our own version of it, and it's 52 Reasons to Live. And we actually had a crisis situation in we had a lady and she, of course, we called our partners at Border Region and, they came over. But as we were waiting to help her come down, our caseworker went through each one of these letters with her. And for example, 52 reasons to live, right? The kindness of strangers, Can you remember a time when someone's been kind to you? The ability to overcome challenges. Are there any challenges that that you've overcome? I'm pretty sure there's something, we talk about it with them. And so they're just 52 reasons to smile, 52 reasons to live, and they're in English and in Spanish as well.
Wow.
Let's see, we have some fun stickers. We have a stress ball, a little, it changes with, temperature. It says, be kind to your mind. We have tilt bills, we have a cup. Resources in English and in Spanish, which is always good, especially for emergencies. And this is the really great part. So this is a little booklet. You open it up and it's a pledge. It's a pledge to stay alive. And so it's in English and in Spanish. And then you open it and you see a lot of facts, similar to the ones that you shared earlier. And so it's really fun and practical because it's not just encouraging, but you get to interact with the information. We have, just general information, taking care of your health, 5 tips for taking care of your mental health. And the fun part as well is our clients get a t-shirt. And with a bunch of, positive affirmations. And you're like, well, that's great, but what if you're not wearing that t-shirt? Well, they also get a poster. And the poster is what's on the t-shirt, and you can hang it up. Or if you're like, you know what, I'm not a yellow person, you can just put this one. And that's about it. So this was our fall project for suicide prevention awareness. This is what we gave out to our clients. And so if you guys want to steal the idea, definitely do so. And we can definitely give you, send you an email with all the things that we included, and you can personalize it and give us feedback and say, hey, you should also include this, this, and that, and we'll take, we'll take the feedback. So it's not cake.
Congratulations. At first I thought it was cake or sweet, but I'm like, okay, we're gonna pass it around. But thank you, it's a beautiful, beautiful kit. Can I ask a question? Why 52? Why not?
Like that movie, right?
52 weeks. I guess we got
The
it
whole
from
year.
there.
100.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I
also
love
because
this.
playing cards have 52 cards.
Okay. Very nice. Thank you so much. And when did you implement this?
We started passing them out at the end of September, the last week of September.
This is a beautiful idea. I love this. Very nice. Very nice. And what have people commented when they receive it or when?
They love it. It does bring a smile to their face, and again, we gave these to our clients. When they come back, they say, oh, usé las tarjetitas, o ya firmé la promesa, se las tengo que entregar. They go, no, that's for you to keep. So they've interacted with them. And we also have some of these in every counseling room and in every caseworker office. And sometimes they sit down and they'll do the cards with them, or they'll go over the fact sheet with them, or they'll go over the resources with them. Remember, this is what's in your books.
Congratulations. That's an excellent,
Thank you so much.
idea and a wonderful project. Any comments from anyone around the table on this?
Amazing. I'll probably be one of the people that copycats that because
She set it on my desk, and I walked into the office, and I was like, what is this? And I opened it up, I read the letter, and I got feels from it. Because we all have tough days in our world, too. So it was placed there at the perfect moment, and I said, this is what we're here to do. And so thank you, Barbara.
Of course. And thank you for the freedom to get creative with it. I feel like sometimes in several places we can be very rigid, no, this is what we do, and this is the one sheet that we can give people. It's hey, let's get a little creative with it, and the clients appreciate it. They do. They really do.
And I'm glad you're open to, hey, what about this? You can add or that's nice.
Yeah.
That'll help everyone. That's all nice.
Thank you. Excellent idea.
Next time with an idea like this, send me the info so I can promote it with the state level so they can nominate.
Yes.
I'll be the nominator, so it can be recognized at the state level.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
That's amazing.
that was it from us.
Thank you so much, and, I wanna publicly acknowledge again the entire team at the Public Health Department. Everyone here has been amazing, and not just advocating for suicide prevention and awareness, but all of the issues that impact our communities from all age levels. And, thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't say enough thank yous to all of the team that works here. So the next item is that You're Not Alone awareness, an update on that. I wanna say thank you to all of you again for, your efforts during the month of September. All of you went above and beyond what anyone could have expected. I mean, all of you were so creative, and I tried to share the pictures that I received, and I know some of you also shared. Thank you, thank you. I know Marina presented several groups, and Earl had the banner at his place, and like everybody in Border Region had a walk and a fair, and too many activities to name, but I am going to get a couple of interns, and I'm gonna have them develop some kind of a scrapbook for all of us to have for the futures, to see how we can outdo ourselves next year, and that's like a challenge for all of us. So at this point in time, what I want us to focus on is that the You're Not Alone message should not stop simply because September is over. We need to continue advocating for the message, reminding people about the resources, the 988, and we just, recorded that PSA where we're asking people to reach out for help. If we can save someone from going through a crisis by talking about the 988 or the places that they can go to for help, then we have done our job in multiple ways that we will never know. Because that person might never come back and say, oh, because of where you sent me, I made a different choice, right? You're not doing this so that we can get recognition. We're doing this to save the lives of the people we love, because who knows when depression will hit home, right? Or when an issue that can lead to somebody contemplating suicide will occur within our inner circle or our outer circle, our work. It doesn't matter. Let us not stop working on this. So the planned awareness events and activities for November and December are exactly that. Go back to your place, to your institution, to your agency, to your peers, and come up with ways to continue to promote and advocate for awareness. I always say, make this a topic of conversation at the dinner table. Maybe you didn't have a chance to do it in September, but you will do it now. Thanksgiving is around the corner. How many of us are gonna have family from out of town, or maybe people that you don't normally invite for dinner or lunch? Perfect time to talk about, did you know that 988 is a great resource? That is something that I invite all of you to take advantage of. You are gonna have a captive audience, and nobody wants to talk about things that are depressing. This is not depressing. This is, hey, guess what I found out? You've gotta add some excitement because you discovered this valuable resource. When we talk to the students, that's what we do. Because it depends on how you present it. People might say, well, I don't wanna talk about that. Make it exciting, that you're excited because we're part of this group, that we're promoting this wonderful resource, and that our community has other resources, and that we're advocating to get a mental health satellite hospital in our community. Talk about the great things that you as an individual are doing along with other people that have the same mission. And this is something that your relatives, your friends that you have over for Thanksgiving lunch or dinner will walk away empowered with information and knowledge. And guess what? They're gonna talk to someone when they go back home. So I invite you all to do that, come up with creative ways. I know many of you were able to purchase a t-shirt, and I thank you for that, because you took that message everywhere. At our AHEC, we continue to wear those every Friday. And even if we're off, we agreed to do that, to wear it on Friday. So I've gone to different parts of the United States wearing my t-shirt, and people ask me, what is that? Where did you get that? And you know what I say? This is from our committee in Laredo, Texas, that's working on this project. And so somebody said, can I take a picture? I want to tell my boss about it.
Wow.
I was at a training, I'm like, sure. So I'm hoping that in Connecticut, they're gonna be also wearing these t-shirts, and thanks to all of you for your support on that. Questions, comments, or additional ideas that you might have for events or ways that we can promote this in November or December?
Another way that, when I used to work at TAMU, we would have brown bag lunches. And that's a way to start a conversation about suicide prevention. You know, if you're in a big organization, you know, do a brown bag, you know, bring your lunch or whatever, that's what they would call it. And we would get to know the different departments. So, but that's another idea that we're also promoting for suicide prevention.
Along those lines, right now, that's a really good idea. Those of you who are working and have a Thanksgiving luncheon coming up, or a Christmas tamalada or luncheon, throw it in there. Like, you know, since you're already gonna be there, that's super good. That's a very good idea. Because everybody's gonna be there, so just.
And I went ahead and promoted y'all's shirt too with our state folks. When I chose the shirt, and it's like, here it is, you know, this is what we're doing for, you know, so, for the walk, we got the purple shirts. You know. So, we continue to promote that as well. And, like we tell them, we do have the 1-800-643-1102, the 988. Integral Care, there's four call centers in the state of Texas. Integral Care out of, Austin are the ones that take our calls. Okay, so and then the Blue Bonnet also from Hill Country are the ones that take any of the older calls that come in. So it's 4 call centers for the whole state of Texas. It's when you see the map, you're like, wow. You know, so,
And thank you, Frank, for bringing that up, and I really appreciate you saying that. But I do want to correct you that it's our shirt, everybody's shirt.
yes,
because
yeah, that's what I
everybody-
meant.
So thank you for that. Whatever we do, it's all of us together, because like I told the team at AHIC, doesn't matter if you put in 1%, 20%, or you put 80%. Every percent matters whenever you want to succeed at somebody. And if that percent is not at the table, guess what? You don't succeed. So be proud of your accomplishments. What we have done with this initiative has reached communities that you will never hear about. We, as the president of the National AHIC organization, I shared all the great things that the committee does, and they spoke about it at the director's constituency group meeting and encouraged others to create awareness about suicide prevention through something like this. And so every opportunity matters. I know Border Patrol at the national level also.
Yes.
Our signs went all over the place, and it's because of you, because you believe in our initiative, and I do think that we should not stop. There's a lot of momentum, and we can continue. Every time the police department does an interview, and the cameras are outside in the lobby, and the 98 banners in the background, I get this really happy smile to see that, because I'm thinking, that's part of our initiative, you know? And somebody watching the news will see that, they'll wonder, what's 98? So thank you for doing that. Yes?
Is there more supplies like the magnets with the 98 and the stickers? I went to a health fair at Laredo College, and I think it was Lisa Romo. She had a table full
Yes.
of handouts, and even at the one at the main campus, I went to the south campus. So if we can keep handing those out.
Definitely. Again, you're gonna have relatives over the holidays, put several magnets on your refrigerator and say, yeah, you can take one.
So where would you pick something like that
Well,
out?
there's a website that, I know the ladies here at Public Health can give you that website to order them. You can order as many as you want.
I can text it to you, Mr. Rocket, and if you need any, you can stop by our office tomorrow and I can give you some stickers and items.
Can you text it to our group?
Yes.
Let's do that.
And so, and it doesn't cost anything. So if all of you want some magnets and all of that, promotional supplies, feel free to order some.
So it's good to have deliverables.
Yes.
I actually have them in my office door, like they're all there when people are leaving, they're like, can I take one?
Yeah.
Sure.
Good idea.
So
That's a
they
great
take
idea.
it, yeah.
Great idea.
Good to
Yes,
know.
you can have them on your filing cabinet, wherever. And I say your refrigerator, because people are gonna go to your fridge to get a drink, right? So, that would be a great place. Any other comments or questions? Yes.
I have a comment. I'm Michael Montes. I'm a new community health administrator here at Laredo Public Health. And when developing strategies for harm reduction, I base myself on data. I come from the business and the data analytics field. And I just wanted to share with the group that I'm gonna start basing myself on strategies based on CDC places. And if you guys are not familiar with it, there's a metric on there that shows depression, and I can leave a copy of it here. And it starts outlining in the city, based on phone banking that the CDC did for behavioral risk factors, and it outlines the city where depression is more prevalent. So I think it would be a useful tool to develop strategies we address depression and factors that can contribute to suicide. So
Yeah, I think that's a very
just wanted to present that.
Yes. And so can you send us that
Yes.
before our meeting next time? Maybe you can
Yes.
share it with Angie so
Sure.
that when she sends us the reminder, we all receive that. And we have a chance to look at it and maybe come up with questions or ideas. Because our homework as committee members and also all of you in the community that represent different agencies is to be creative, just like the public health team, like Barbara and others. Be creative, bring your ideas to the table as to how we can work together to address some of the issues that are being documented. And one person doesn't have all the answers, it's all of us together. And if we can do something and adopt it, for the benefit of our community, yes. So, again, Angie will forward that information if you share that with her, so when she sends us a reminder, we can review it and come prepared for the meeting. And welcome. Yes, Mr. Rankin.
Also, maybe we've already covered this, but are we trying to put this information on people who get discharged from the hospital? Because there's some information out there about suicide after you get released from a hospital, depression, and you get a bad report, or you
Like as part of their discharge documentation that they get.
When
You know,
they're
that's an-
discharged from the psychiatric hospital, they are provided with the discharge packet, and in that discharge packet, it does include the 988 number, as well as an appointment already to Border Region for either an intake appointment if they haven't received services, or for their follow-up psychiatric appointment. So I know that they do often, just because recently we had someone show us their discharge paperwork, it does include some coping techniques with, depending on their diagnosis, and not just for them, but for their family as well.
But I'm more concerned about just the regular hospital.
Oh, like LMC and doctors?
See, that's where the caring contacts come into play. Anybody being released from any hospital that is being treated for whatever it is, if they have a system in place that has caring contacts, they're licensed professional counselors or caseworkers, whoever they are, they can implement that to remind them about upcoming appointments and what have you.
Because it's not obvious.
Exactly,
But it's
and that's the thing.
underlying.
As mentioned by our Mr. Gonzalez, right, Assistant Chief, or correct me if I'm wrong. When individuals like the one that did not have any signs of history of mental illness, or had been doing well and not drinking alcohol, staying sober, sometimes they go to a doctor's appointment, and this individual might have been at an appointment and they've never been to a mental health institution, and they do attempt to die by suicide. So those are the things that we have to be cognizant of. And also the holidays. Dr. Frank Campbell was at our symposium, world-renowned trainer for suicide loss. And he did mention, and keep this in mind, if you ever encounter any loss, make sure that you don't blame yourself, because you can have somebody eating dinner at your household 1 minute, and they just take those 8 steps into that bedroom, and if there's any type of lethal weapon. And those are the things we have to talk about, is time and distance when it comes to any type of lethal access is key. Having a picture of a loved one or a pet in a safe where you have your guns, if they have a safe, would be ideal, because that keeps a person from thinking about wanting to take their life. So if you have friends and families, you mentioned 50%, almost 50% of the death were by lethal means. 58% of those that die in Texas are by lethal means. We lead the nation. The nation rate is at 54.
That's in California.
So we have to make sure that we
That we
have
do our
loved ones
part.
that have firearms, that we know that they're doing their part about gun safety.
So don't feel bad if you put information out during Thanksgiving, or Christmas, you could be saving a lot.
Yes.
Yes.
And I know the hospitals are trying. I
Okay.
recently went with a loved one to wound care at LMC, had nothing to do with mental health.
Mhm.
And actually, part of their intake is now the Columbia Suicide Severity Rating Scale. So I was very surprised that they had it because again, they just went for wound care. And I was like, oh wow, I asked, is that the CSSRS? Because we use it as well. And she's like, I think so. Like, it's a new system that we're using and it's not part of our initial intake process. So if they answered yes, then it would have diverted them to get the appropriate resources.
Thank you. Excellent discussion and excellent observations. And again, whenever we have ideas, bring them to the table. I know that Gateway, now, we were talking earlier before the meeting, they have expanded services and they're doing wonderful. I don't know if there's, and you might check when the patients go see their primary care or whatever clinic you have, even the dentistry area, can they take with them something about 988? Again, who's gonna say that you're depressed when you go see the dentist, right? For all you know, you're having those type of feelings, and if you see the 988 or maybe a poster or maybe something that the people can walk out of there with. And we've gotta take baby steps, right? I know the hospitals have a lot of red tape and we have to go through a lot of steps, and we can do that, but let's start somewhere. I know, thank you for being here, Casa de Misericordia, and I know Mercy Ministries as well. I wonder, when they have patients go visit the clinic, do they give them 988 information to take with them? And that's something that we can ask. We don't have all the answers today, but let us find out what avenues can we identify where we can invite that agency or group to share the 988. And so just keep that in mind, and hopefully next month we'll have.
So,
Oh, I'm sorry, Chief.
on that, sorry to interrupt, but on that subject, so Ms. Medina and myself are board members of Casa Misericordia, and we recently made a presentation to board members. The board members is a large group, and they all come from different walks of life, so we're using them to be
Yes.
our advocates out there, so we're constantly driving information to them, and not only about background, but maybe 988 and the resources that we have in the city, and we're urging them to go out there and either relay the message or come to us so we can go out there and educate people. So we're using that platform, and Casa Misericordia is always very welcoming to this because we work hand in hand. We deal with some population that might be vulnerable to some of these needs. So we collaborate, and that's the whole point, right?
And
Fill
that's
those
the
gaps.
idea, to take advantage of every opportunity so you can get the message out. So thank you so much, both of you, for that.
Thank you, if I can say something.
Yes.
Not only to the board, but you also presented to the staff. So the whole staff has all the information, case managers, counselors, everybody. We all have it handy for our clients, and we very much appreciate your input, and also hers. It was wonderful. It's wonderful information. It's very shocking. It's my first time in this meeting. I believe I attended one virtual at the very beginning, and this is, it's very eye-opening. I was super surprised with the surprise box, and we were talking about it. Maybe we can do something on domestic violence and have it for survivors as well, so thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. Excellent discussion. So we have homework for our next meeting, right? Remember that we meet December the 18th, and let me see. Dr. Chamberlain, are these the letters?
Yes, so this is for Senator Zachary, and this one is for Mr. Bush.
Okay, so the committee members that are here, do not leave because I need your signature here, please. Before I adjourn, I just wanna go around the table really quick, because I know we have some new faces, and just your name and the agency that you represent. And let's start with you, and then we'll go with this way.
Sure, I'm Ken Montes, and I'm Community Health Administrator of the Laredo Public Health.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Irene Rosales, United Independent School District.
Welcome.
Samantha Galvan with Casa Misericordia.
Welcome, Samantha.
Marilena Nena Arambula, Director of Programs with Casa Misericordia.
Robert Gonzalez, Chief of EMS Operations with the Laredo Fire Department.
Thank you for being here, Chief.
Miguel Rangel, board member, concerned citizen.
Andrew Martinez, a board member.
Marina Medina, Mike's purpose.
Earl Medina, co-chair, District 5, Uruguay Laredo.
Welcome.
Adriana Rodriguez, caseworker at AOT with Laredo Public Health.
Erica Lopez with Laredo Public Health.
I'm Melissa Lara, I'm with SCAN and as the case manager for setting up OP.
Welcome.
Good evening, Sergio Moreno, National Board of Patrol Council.
I'm Becky Diaz, I'm from Area Health Education Center.
Gabriel Martinez, counselor at Gateway Community Health Center and representing District 6. Back there.
Francis Flores, and I'm here as an assistant for the committee.
From Laredo Public Health. And Richard Chamberlain, Laredo Public Health.
Julie Basan, Area Health Education Center.
Rostina Silva, community volunteer.
Ricardo Gonzalez, LP.
Vanessa Ortegon, Youth Crisis Outreach Program Specialist at Border Region.
Hello, good evening, Annalisa Roma, care trainer for SCAN SMART program. Hi, Arla Garcia, Center for Mind Body Medicine facilitator for the SMART program as well.
Frank Sanchez, Border Region, CAPS program.
Barbara Escamilla, Public Health.
And if that is Public Health.
Thank you, everybody, for being here, and thank you for your time. In all honesty, you know, I am part of several boards and several committees, but my time here is really, when I go home, I am not tired, my mind is spinning, because I'm thinking not just about what we can do, but all the amazing things that all of you are doing. And I'm very, very proud to share this time with all of you, and I want you to continue being successful in your industry, in your place, not just with ideas, but touching the people that you work with in a positive manner, because sometimes just one simple smile can open the door for hope for others around you. And you don't have to know these people, right? So sometimes we preach, but we don't do what we say we should do. So remember that when you walk through a door, you see someone, even if you don't know them, just smile. Doesn't cost anything, and you could spark that hope in their life. So with that being said, I wanna thank you all for your time, and can I hear a motion to adjourn, please?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Mr. Renfro, second? Thank you, Gabriel. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Thank you so much. Great meeting, Mr. Jury. And, committee members, don't leave, I need your signature, and the rest of you, thank you for your time.